I'm so upset. I'm trying not to cry. Like, all I can blame is, like, the president at this point, because the state is trying to take away my $860 in food stamps, and now my kids aren't going to eat this month. I don't have a job because I was smart, right? I chose the right path. I have 6 kids with 6 different baby daddies, and before you guys come for me, none of them are broke. So I've been keeping it under the table and getting food stamps.
How many?
I have 6 kids with 6 different baby daddies, and before you guys come for me, none of them are broke. So I've been keeping it under the table and getting food stamps, and I also live on housing, and now that's getting threatened to be taken away too, because they found out that I make roughly 8 to 1,000 per kid, so it comes up to around 5,000-ish a month is what I get. And I'm so upset right now. Like, I'm pretty sure it was this girl that doesn't like me that went and snitched and told them everything and the truth, which is one of my baby daddy's new girls. But, like, this is just ridiculous. I blame the president. I blame these baby daddies.
Wow.
So basically, I'm contemplating if I should have a 7th kid because I need something to compensate for the fact that I'm no longer getting my food stamps. I blame these baby daddies. So basically, I'm contemplating if I should have a 7th kid because I need something to compensate for the fact.
So she blames the president. She blames her baby daddies new women or whatever. But none of this comes down to her. And then what she's about to do is she's about to make the exact same decision, put herself even deeper in the hole. And we didn't even address the fact that this is the fraud that we talk about, because she mentioned that she lied and didn't even put that I don't know. Did she not put that? Oh, she must not have put the child support on there. She must have not put that she was making anything in child support. So I guess a lot of these things that you're filling out, I guess depending on the state, it must just allow you to state the income, and they may not ask for any verification because they're probably just getting so many in. And, you know, the way that the last regime was set up, I think they were pretty much just letting anybody get on it, to be honest. And that's why now things are being dialed back as the new president has stepped in, and, you know, he's correcting and regulating a lot of this fraud that we're seeing. And the fraud expands much further out than even government assistance we're finding, or it's intermingled in much bigger plots as we're seeing. But I think in her case, these are those self-inflicted wounds that really the only person that you should be blaming at the end of the day is yourself. And it looks like you still haven't learned a lesson, because you're about to then have another kid that, when everything comes crashing down, right? Because, see, she was taking advantage of the food stamp side and the public housing side. But now what it looks like is she's just decided to double down on the child support side of the system. And this is what I mean. It's a multilateral public assistance or government assistance abuse. She was able to pivot like an investor or something. Like, she just moved on to the next hustle. And I think that's amazing and incredible.
From the state of Louisiana and you receive SNAP benefits, or the other name for them, food stamps, come on to this video. This video is just for you. Come on, sip a little tea what I ain't tea. We definitely gonna go ahead and talk about it. So y'all already knew that there was a ban coming on junk foods in general to the SNAP benefit program. Well, they done came out with a date now, effectively February 18th, 2026. Get the date down so you don't forget. February 18th, 2026, you no longer can go in the store and buy no candy, no energy drinks, no soda, any of the sort. Anything that's junk food related, you're going to have to scan it and find out exactly. If they didn't send you a little list in the mail, but some social workers say that they sent out lists in the mail exactly what would pass through and what would pass through. I don't receive SNAP benefits, so I'm not sure if everybody received those little booklet, little flyers telling you about it, but I'm pretty sure that they have, because this has been put in the news. They just didn't have a certain date as to when it was going to be cut off, but now the date has been put out, and the date is February 18th, 2026. No more junk foods, y'all. Don't shoot the messenger, y'all. I'm just informing y'all so you don't go get you no bucket full of junk foods and try to go up to that register and it decline and you can't figure out why it declined, and knowing you got your SNAP benefits is because of what you're choosing to buy with the SNAP benefits.
Yeah, we have to walk on pins and needles. Look, she can't even just give the information without having to let them know, hey, don't shoot the messenger. Don't come for me. I'm just giving you the information. Why does it matter? Listen, they're going to complain about whatever they're going to complain about because you should be able to talk about things, especially things that affect you, which i.e. we pay taxes in these things, so we should be able to talk about it, and it's being highly politicized. So why can't we talk about it without the fear that there's going to be some people who are going to attack you or whatever? Because I see this a lot of times too. We know that we're talking about the fraud. We know that we're talking about the able-bodied people. But anytime somebody kind of speaks up against, the things that's going on that shouldn't be going on, you always have to preface, oh, I'm not talking about the elderly. I'm not talking about this. We always have to say that because that's going to be the sticking point that then somebody tries to use later in order to defend it when they know that we're talking about the people who are being egregious with it. And again, if you're getting something for free, you can't then complain about certain regulations that come in place. You can just simply opt out. It's free. Listen, you can pay for it's still going to offset whatever you're going to get, unless you were just planning on getting nothing but junk food, but you can still get your meats. You can still get your dairy products. You can still get your vegetables, your fruits, your grains. And then you just pay out of pocket for the junk food. You got to work anyway now. So just use the other money if you really want the junk food. But you can't complain if you're still getting things for free. Come on now.
About how people might not get their food stamps, SNAP benefits, however you want to say it. And I made videos saying I was happy about that, not to the people who need it, but to all the fraud. Boy, guys, I got a lot of heat for that. I had people really on their high horses, telling me about myself,
See what I mean? She had to preface it, not to the people who need it, but to the people doing fraud, which is obviously what we're talking about. But we always have to preface that because a lot of times when you're telling the truth, people like to go to the extreme of what you're not talking about in order to distract from what you're saying.
How dare you? What a cold-hearted little snitch you are, right? That kind of a thing. I'd like to have some formal apologies from the American public over that. I barely touched the surface of the fraud when I was talking about that. I barely touched the surface. And bringing about this subject, this whole high horse, this moral high horse that people get on, I would love nothing more than to help people. I mean, if you're having a hard time, I'll be the first one at your damn door to help you. But the fraud, I'm not happy with. I looked at my pay stub and I figured out how much I pay in taxes every single day of my life. On average, I don't spend that on myself in a day because I have to use the money I do have. I mean, that's for the basics of life. And there's times I spend money, but what I pay in taxes every single day, I averaged it out. It's insane. It's absolutely crazy. So I do have a right to be upset that my money disappears. And I have a right to be upset that it ends up in the hands of people that don't deserve it. And I get the comment, well, who are you to decide? Well, I'm me. I'm me. I'm the one who earned the money. I got every right in the world to say what I think. But I'd like a formal apology from a bunch of you people, and I know I'm not going to get it. But now we see the fraud in Minnesota. You guys, if the fraud is this bad in Minnesota, I cannot imagine California.
You see what I meant when I gave the example of how people like to go to the extreme and distract from what you're saying? Because she's just saying her opinion, and then somebody says, who are you to decide? Clearly, she doesn't decide anything. She's not in any type of decision-making ability. That's why she's complaining that she doesn't like the fact that her taxes get taken out. She's just speaking her opinion, but people like to go to the extreme in order to distract from what you're saying. And she even mentioned she wants an apology, and you'll never get it. But the biggest, the biggest way you'll be compensated about this is just that the truth will always resonate. So if you're just simply saying what's true, saying what's real, rooted in reality and facts, then for one, it's going to resonate, as well as it's going to age well as well. So you can count on the fact that you didn't come on here and whatever you were talking about isn't going to look crazy one day. You know, you can go back in history, and even if you're religious, Jesus, the truth is always going to age well. You'll always be vindicated when it's all said and done if you came on and you actually told what was true. And like she said, she's just addressing something that we can all see, but for some reason now it's like controversial just to say what's in front of you, because there's so much misdirection and there's so much propaganda.
You're so mad about people getting food stamps and using them on junk food. Meanwhile, stores are getting away with literally throwing perfectly good food in the dumpster. You and I are not mad about the same things. Let me show you what I got tonight in one dumpster. 8 bags of these Takis, 9 packages of nuts. And now I will say the nuts and the Takis are past their best by date. What the fucking do? 3 bags of these Hostess donuts. My kids are gonna be excited about 1 bag. The other 2 bags I will be donating to a food pantry near me. But these aren't expired until January 26th. Today is the 2nd. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 boxes of peanut butter cookies. These are hardly past their best by date. Their best by.
Funny enough, I think I did a video like this before where somebody was complaining about how you can't go in dumpsters and that stores were locking dumpsters. And a lot of people came in my comment section and were saying that basically if you go in the dumpster and get sick or something like that, that you can then come back and sue the store. Y'all let me know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. That I've been around the block a little bit. I've never heard of that in my life. That of somebody suing a store and getting for them going in their dumpster and taking something that they disposed of. That seems a little far-fetched to me, but it's not necessarily something that I necessarily focus on and put a lot of research into, but that just seems pretty wild if that's able to happen. But I will say, if that is the case of what happens, then she can't be mad at the stores. You have to be mad at the people who then went and sued the stores, because that's where the root of the problem is. And that's probably why they have to throw it away, because of certain liability. But I just don't know if them throwing it away, but I guess she's saying they shouldn't throw it away. And then if they gave you food that wasn't viable to eat because of whatever the date is on it, then I can see how that can come back on you liability wise. But y'all let me know in the comments. We'll leave it there. If you could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps more than you know. Trust me. And then also, if you could hype the video, if you have any hypes left for the week, then that is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, it just gives us more visibility to the same scale as it gives the larger content creators. So if you could do that, I'd appreciate it as well. And Patreon is linked below if you want to see self-improvement content. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video.